Watford under-18 league coach Matt Bevan said this is a night the boys will remember for the rest of their lives, before adding, make no mistake about it, we're not just here to take part, we are here to win. Confident words from the home coach. As for Oliver Rice, well, he knows that this is another opportunity for the City youngsters to prove themselves under the spotlight. This is the kind of pressure that is good for the players, not for the German who took over last summer. And of course there's always a little bit of pressure on the Manchester City academy coach, even more so after they won the competition last season under Ben Wilkinson, who since of course has been upped in the junior hierarchy at Manchester City. Watford and City faced each other in very recent seasons in the FA Youth Cup. City coming out on top last year at the third round stage. A number of players on show tonight from both teams will be performing here once again. As far as Matt Bevans is concerned, he'll be hoping for revenge, naturally. Manchester City, though, overwhelming favourites to make it through to the final to take on Aston Villa. They will not have it all their own way, that's for sure, against Watford tonight. Well, let's check on the teams for you. Watford without their match winner from the quarter-finals, Xavier Messiah-Edwards, due to concussion protocol following an injury sustained on first-team duty. Christian Shevchenko starts in the FA Youth Cup for just the second time this season. Max Smith, former Watford player Tommy, gets a first start in the competition. He replaces Cash Oriesa. As for Manchester City, just the one change from their quarter-final win over West Brom. Matthew Henderson-Hall returns after sitting out the win in the Midlands. The England under-19 international, who started last year's final success over Leeds, replaces Harrison Parker, who drops to the bench. Stephen Mfuni, Kian Noble and Ivan Mukasa can also boast winners' medals from 2024. City have got the pedigree, no doubt about that. Kolo Touré is part of the coaching staff. Oliver Rice to the right, who was previously with Hertha Berlin, and also part of the German national side's coaching staff at under-19 level, came to England with a big reputation. But the pressure certainly is on Manchester City to perform across all of the junior competitions. They are going well, of course, in the under-18 Academy League. Watford effectively play in the division below and the southern section of the Professional Development League, but they're going well in that particular competition. Currently second, now behind the leaders Bristol City, but do have a game in hand. Tonight's referee is Richard Ely. First FA Youth Cup appointment of the season. Here we go. Watford aiming to make the final for the first time since 1989. For City, the cup holders, back-to-back victories in this competition are on the agenda. It will be Manchester City then to get the second semi-final underway. FA Youth Cup action at Vicarage Road once again. Watford the underdogs, you would suggest. Manchester City, as we know, full of talent. Mention the fact that been playing really well domestically. They also made it through to the latter stages of the UEFA Under-19 League as well. Knocked out by AZ Alkmaar in the quarter-finals, but a number of players on show this evening also played in that competition, and so many junior internationals as well. Stuart, there's no doubt that City are the favourites here, but Watford have got a puncher's chance.
They certainly have. They're going to have to stop City playing to start with. They need to pose some sort of threat on the counter-attack.
Manchester City with an opportunity with Mikaidu looking to wriggle his way towards the byline. Watford unable to clear at the moment, and maybe their stall set out here. A low block. Manchester City will dominate possession. What can they offer in advanced areas, though, against this packed Watford defence? Well organised as well.
Here's Braithwaite, who we talked about before the game. He's the third youngest player to make a first-team debut. He's very talented, loves to come out with the ball and play at times at left-back or step into midfield.
He played against Watford, the senior side in the League Cup. Started that fixture, has played in the EFL Trophy as well. Opportunity to whip the ball in. Well, the connection wasn't quite there, but City on the front foot from the get-go. Shevchenko trying to move away with possession for Watford. Flip back from Naby Zada. He is a player that, if he gets on the ball, can just slow things up a little and maybe retain possession for Watford, but you can see the City press in full effect right from the get-go here in the opening couple of minutes. Nabizada again.
Yeah, Nabizada is certainly playing in that slightly withdrawn attacking role. Wilkerson will be the main striker. There's Mikaido, who is a very good player on the right-hand side. Left-footed, likes to sweep it onto his right at times, but can cut inside.
And so it's a clear. The referee is in the way, offers apologies as Nabizada tried to play it back. And this is the way with the modern ruling. Play has to stop, and a drop ball for Watford. City have settled the quicker, there is no doubt about that. Watford dancing to City's tune as Mikaido comes forward once again here. Get a second chance to try and centre, and does. It ricochets up and prodded home into the corner. Matty Warhurst and Manchester City have the early lead. Well, pressure from the get-go has been rewarded. Watford couldn't clear. Warhurst gets yet another goal in the FA Youth Cup this season.
Well, it's all of their own making to start with for Watford. The ball from the centre half, Georgiou out to the left back. Anzil was a firm one, didn't control it particularly well. Here it is. It's nicked off him by Mikaido. Looks like he's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Couldn't get his cross in, then gets it back in. Great first touch from Warhurst. And a very good finish, and what a start for Man City here. It's all made by this man.
Clever finish, isn't it, really? The touch to control on the thigh. Found the gap and the corner. Sam Morris in the Watford goal with no chance whatsoever to keep that one out.
Well, it's exactly what Watford wouldn't want so early in the game. Means they've now got to come out and play a little bit.
Easier said than done, of course, but we do sense that they haven't settled just yet. One or two nervous touches from their defenders, something that we haven't really seen in their cup run this season. Generally, they've been very good. They haven't been keeping clean sheets, but it's not as if they've been conceding an awful lot of goals, but they need to re-engage here. Perfect start for the Rice's side. Matty Warhurst, who did score in the final last season. He's had a very good campaign across the junior competitions.
First touch for Shevchenko out on that right-hand side.
Well, what you do see with junior football an awful lot is the ebbs and flows. Momentum can switch fairly quickly. Watford will be hoping that that is the case this evening. Zada tries to flick it through, it's thumped away.
Rashka is one of the holding midfield players alongside Ramirez Espan.
Fifth goal in the competition for Matty Warhurst. Incidentally did score in that quarter-final success against West Brom. He's been in good goal-scoring form in the UEFA Youth League as well, with 3 in that particular competition. They were a little unlucky to go out to AZ, who have got a good reputation as one of the better Dutch sides at academy level. They did themselves win the UEFA Youth League a few seasons ago. City missed a penalty and went down to a goal in the 4th minute of added on time at the end of the game. So many competitions offering the chance to get experience against the very best across Europe for the likes of Manchester City and those teams that qualify for the UEFA Youth League. It is an under-19 competition. Obviously the academy leagues in the UK are under-18. But a number of players on show from both of these two sides have played in under-21 competitions as well this season.
He got away with that one, Noble. He's put under a bit of pressure by Nabizada. Gave the ball away, the referee thought it was a free kick.
Ambitious ball that's overhit by quite some way.
Yeah, watch out for Mfuni. We talked about Braithwaite coming forward, but they swap at times. So Mfuni likes to step into midfield. He'll go into the left-back position, always get himself in a left-wing position. And you saw Matthew Bevans, who's done a very good job with this Watford youth team.
Yeah, he talks about being excited to test his side against the very best in the country. It's never going to be easy for them, but obviously not the start that they would have hoped for. He did say that his team would give everything for the club, as we've done in every single game so far this season. Has been a really good run, standout win over Tottenham, 4-2 victory. Tottenham did have a couple of players sent off, but nonetheless Watford taking full advantage. And then a game against Southampton in the quarter-final, in which they led before being pegged back. So Edwards 15 minutes from time, the difference in the end. Real shame that Xavier's not playing tonight, but concussion protocol after playing against Hull and sustaining an injury against Hull in a fairly robust challenge, that he was unable to play here.
It's a disappointment when one of the players that's played for the first team can't play for your youth side in such an important big game here.
McAdoo will bring it down cleverly. A little bit of showboating early on. Now it's with Kean Noble. Braithwaite trying to thread it through, but it's one back. Atkinson, who goes down. As Stuart mentioned pre-match, 3 goals in the FA Youth Cup so far this season, netted in the previous 3 rounds, and giving the service, he will give Manchester City 1 or 2 problems, you suspect.
He's a player with plenty of pace. He can be direct at times. He's got an eye for goal. Atkinson. It's whether they can get enough ball into him. That's the question tonight.
Told you with possession. First time from Van Seer. Manchester City managed to pick up possession though here. Warhurst will tap it back. Gorman will take it up. Warhurst once again. Drop of the shoulder from Mukasa. Ricochets around. Should be cleared away by Ramirez Espenines. Opportunity for a breakaway here, but as Watford players go down, the referee sees nothing wrong with the challenge. Smith is just 17. He's the son of Tommy and starting an FA Youth Cup game for the first time this season, having been used off the bench previously. Braithwaite. And eventually for Noble. City slow it down, and the diagonal to the left-hand side. Let's see what he can do here. He gets in round the back.
That's going to be a good battle on that far side. I'm impressed with Stevenson over the course of this FA Youth Cup run. Looks like he was going to get beaten. Had a little tug of the shirt of Heskey. Got himself back in the end. Very wholehearted player. Stevenson, the right back.
Previously on Reading's books. A player that has been up to under 21 action in the Premier League Cup at that level. Makaido. He's been busy in the opening 10 minutes or so. We've seen more of him on the right than Heskey over on that left-hand side, bar that flurry forward just a few moments ago. Noble to take a touch. And Harrison Miles. Funny. So infield, Heskey goes off on a run. Kensah just waiting. Heskey looking to drive between 2 players. Should be cleared away here by JD Moulton.
Yeah, just overrun it, but good cover from the centre-back. Alongside Georgiou.
Unbelievable record recently in the Under-18 Academy League for Manchester City. They have won their last 18 in league play. I think in any of their first two. Drew one, lost one. Since then, 18 successes on the spin. They are clear at the top, ahead of Manchester United. 5 clear. United do have a game in hand, but time running out. Chances are they'll make the national final and potentially win the title. It's another spot that's open to the UEFA Youth League if your senior side doesn't qualify for the Champions League. It's how Manchester United got in it last year. City just a little off the pace. They were second in the northern section to United. There to play it back. Georgiou to take a touch. Have Watford settled at all yet, or is it just Manchester City have stepped off?
Well, Man City are very good at pressing the ball. It's been a struggle for Watford to get it into their front players with any sort of quality so far. There again, great example. Next time it's Gorman coming out with Warhurst to close the ball down. He does start a lot of the moves for Watford. Georgiou, the centre-half.
Sayre forwards. Watford have possession. What can they do here? Nabizada was calling for it. It's his near side though, and the challenge comes in on Matt Smith.
A strong challenge as well from Henderson Hall. It's his trailing leg that won it in the end.
It's towards Shevchenko, who can't make anything of that. Breakaway. Back by Casa. To come forward. Manchester City with the breakaway once again. That's got licence to roam forward, as Stuart was explaining earlier. He's certainly popped up in advanced areas.
Sangranska, the player that committed the foul.
He's been involved with the England under-17 sides recently, played in the March European qualifiers. Has been up to play Premier League 2 this season as well, which is the next level up at under-21 age group. Sent off against Leeds back in January. Nabizada for Smith. Nicholson waiting inside the penalty area while the cross was too close to the keeper. With a comfortable take.
He did well to try and go past his man here, Smith. He's a right-footed player playing on the left-hand side, just sweeps it into his path. Just takes a deflection off Henderson Hall. If you can remember his dad playing for Watford, he was a very, very quick winger. Good skills. Similar sort of size to his son.
Wasn't that long ago. Most of us can remember. Stuart, is it just me and you're old?
We're getting old.
And Sayre for Watford. Rashka did well initially. Nicholson will lay it off. Watford on the move. And Emerson spans as well. And in space over on the right-hand side. But Ollie Stevenson to break forward. Just trying to flick it through for Shevchenko. Plenty of yellow shirts in and around the Manchester City penalty area. Another opportunity here, just growing into the game potentially. Shevchenko again. Purposeful play inside the City half. Again looking to thread it through. Pops out to the edge of the area. Rashka just unable to control, just ricochets away from him. Kaido will turn, he's done well against and Sayre here. He's got Warhurst to his right if required. Matty Warhurst to take a touch. Clever one as well. Finley Gorman. Henderson Hall. Gorman again to curl in. Run it away.
Foul by Miles, the holding midfield player for Man City. Just catching Åkesson. We haven't seen too much of so far, the centre forward.
Just 2 defeats in their last 14 for Matt Bevan's side as we look at Navarais. too forceful for Nabizada.
Just on this first 16, 17 minutes, you can tell that Nabizada's the player that they really do want to get on the ball, Watford. With a bit of energy, creativity, and make things happen.
A couple of goals against Spurs, 2 against Crewe as well for Nabizada. As you mentioned, he has played for the first team this season. Some against Fulham in the FA Cup, also played against Leeds in the Championship. J.D. Moulton, Stevenson outside him. City backing away a little, now deciding to engage. It's a clever ball through. Rajka looking to race towards that City penalty area. And now Smith. Some weights inside the penalty area. Sangrajka. Van Seer. Sangrajka again. Smith once more. Nabizada is calling for it. Smith wriggles and gets the cross in. It's the better one! Oh. Well, Shevchenko looked to get in front of the Manchester City defender. But City just about doing enough.
Yeah, good play from Watford. Started with their centre-half playing the ball into midfield. There again you see Smith going down the outside. It's a low, hard cross into the box. And you'd have to say, right at the end of it, Braithwaite does really well. Really good play from Watford.
Short corner taken, Nabizada. Watford coming to the party. Nabizada again here. Plenty in yellow shirts waiting for the delivery, just a corner.
Well, that was certainly giving them encouragement. It's been a difficult first 18 minutes or so.
Stunned early on, Watford. But the Hornets battling back. Nabizada once again. Sangrajka. Nabizada, clever football. What about the delivery? Well, the second attempt.
Well worked again by Watford from the short corner. Just created an overload on this near side of the field. Once again, the cross wasn't quite good enough. That certainly got the crowd going here.
Season ticket holders are invited to come for free tonight. A fair few thousand in for the last couple of FA Youth Cup ties. Oh, that's a really good ball. Fantastic stop. Warhurst gets another chance, but you have to credit Sam Morris with the save. Wonderful ball in from the right-hand side. City nearly getting a second and continuing to press here. Makaido.
What a lovely bit of play. The goalkeeper, also the Man City players, and you mentioned it, Henderson Hall breaking forward. Perfect cross for Warhurst, who had to stretch for it. And Morris did really well to keep it out.
It's with Leighton Orient. He's on the bench for the FA Youth Cup defeat by Manchester City last season. Never present so far this term, but yet to manage a clean sheet in it. And that stat will stand whatever happens tonight. They're hoping to try and get one in the final if his side can come back to win this one. But City, when they nudge in front, usually get over the line. Their last defeat when leading was against Manchester United in the Academy League back in November 22. Senior side might be stalling this season a little bit, but the junior team's absolutely flying. Casa to curl forwards. This is kindly inside the penalty area forward, Braithwaite. And then J.D. Moulton. It's a flick behind for a corner.
Yeah, just claiming he had his shirt pulled there by the on-rushing Braithwaite. Here's that move again. Henderson Hall, good first touch. Second one, he just plays it into a brilliant area. I have to say, Warhurst can't do much more. He's sliding in.
To the pitch of it well. What about the corner? That's good delivery. Punched away by Morris. Miles, his effort was blocked. Shevchenko up into the air. City regroup. Kaidu controls, just slips but back up on his feet, looks to curl towards goal. Might get another go. He's looked very lively on the right-hand side. Just 16 goals against Leeds and Millwall in the FA Youth Cup run, 3 in the UEFA Youth League as well, including a hat-trick against Feyenoord back in November, in with 7 for the under-18s in the Academy League, once off Chelsea. Henderson Hall. Kadu once again, Henderson Hall, that combination on the right has been good so far. Quarter of this tie gone. Good running from Gorman. Warhurst waits. Makaidu. Just not quite finding Gorman, and Watford should clear. Ansea. Nabizada. Robert Smith on the move once again on this near side.
This time he can't get the better of Henderson Hall. He's a very good athlete, the right back.
Really neat touch from Finlay Gorman once again, just behind Warhurst, who tried to flick it on for Mukasa. This is Nabizada. To the last league game here, Watford, although not at Vicarage Road, but at home, their training ground against Hull after 4 straight wins. And 7 of their last 9 on their own patch in all competitions, including a couple here at Vicarage Road in the Youth Cup. Kaidu. Miles. Braithwaite. Mukasa. Zeski outside him. Shevchenko doing plenty of defensive work at the moment. Funny. Katsa again. Henderson Hall, City probe, left now right. Never in a hurry. Makaidu. Henderson Hall wanders back onside. Gorman has it now. It's that trio that are working the ball between themselves at the moment. Just a bit of frustration maybe here from Ramirez of Spain.
They try to win the ball back. Just late with the challenge. Good area here for Man City. They get so much width for their play, don't they, Man City? So they've always got easy passes out wide. Seems to be able to find an overload in the wide areas.
Just a 2-player wall. Casa charged with the responsibility of curling this one in, potentially. Braithwaite far post. Curled towards Braithwaite, and he's not down. In fact, it was Mufuni, wasn't it, that found the target, but the keeper makes a comfortable save, Morris.
Yeah, good delivery. Bent in with a bit of pace. It's Mufuni that does get the head up. Morris made a bit of a meal of it.
Loaded up on that far side. Braithwaite and Mufuni.
Mufuni is a threat in the air, not just because of his size, but the way he attacks the ball. He scored against West Bromwich Albion from a set play.
Here he is, back to defensive work, and now Oliver Watmouth, who was the real hero in the shootout success in the UEFA Youth League tie against Midtjylland. He saved 1 penalty and then scored the winning spot kick. Over the head of Mukasa, header from Stevenson. Heskey, though, shows good determination and speed, and then loses out to Sangrajka. And there's no one over on that right-hand side, or further forward at least. Ball had gone.
Trying to whip up the crowd now, the midfield player.
And once more tries to thread it through for Shevchenko, cleared away comfortably. Georgiou. Moulton. The ball, and Stevenson had stayed forward, the full-back. Emirates of Spain to play it forwards. Nabizada to lay it off. Stevenson to whip it in. Shevchenko was lurking. Likewise Okerson, but it just ricochets up and into the arms of Oliver Watmouth.
And that's part of their play down the right-hand side. Shevchenko will go infield. Stevenson will go that little bit wider. Wasn't a great cross in the end. Gorman a bit fortunate. The ball ended up with his goalkeeper.
Georgiou's header. Good time from Emirates of Spain. Sangrajka. Shevchenko. Nabizada calling for it. Shevchenko rides the first challenge. Watford still progressing forward. Nabizada calling for it. Emirates of Spain caught in possession. Heskey. Wait to turn. The pressure from Nabizada.
See, there's a lot of football currently. Centre-half standing on the ball, waiting for players to come to them, trying to pick out that next pass. Nugent did it very well in one of the good moves Watford had.
Shevchenko won it, then lost it, then won it again, and then had his shirt pulled.
Well, I suggest he's had a difficult start to the game, actually. Shevchenko did well to win it back there. As you said, had his shirt pulled. It's going to be a battle against Braithwaite down that far side of the field.
Took over just under a year ago. Former Hornets defender to make the grades. Suffered a bad injury in his academy days. Nabizada to curl in, flicked away by Mfuni. Johnny Moulton caught the throw in rather than keeping the ball in play, takes it himself. Emirates of Spain again. Saya Smith further forwards. Sangrajka does well, drops the shoulder. Looks to find Nixon Okerson. It's a nice idea, but not quite the right pass. And suddenly Heskey is away here, shoulder to shoulder with Ollie Stevenson. Still Regan Heskey, and still it's a determined run. Shot always rising.
There's his threat. Great pace. Very much a right-footed player. Stevenson's quick. Does well to get back at him. And he just cuts in field here. Goes past the next challenge. Just slightly maybe off balance. Gets underneath it. But his pace is a real threat to Watford. No doubt about it.
He did in the previous round against West Brom, and he's the younger brother of Jayden, who scored against Watford in this competition last season, en route to playing in the final. And of course, both Emil's boys. Sangrajka, Stevenson came opening up a little bit, just past the half hour at Vicarage Road. Watford 0, Manchester City 1. Shevchenko diverts it infield. Nabizada with Emirates of Spain. Stevenson. Okerson hasn't quite had the ammunition from his teammates thus far. He's willing to take up good positions. Fans getting engaged as well here. Watford win a throw.
Well, they do have possession, Watford. They're doing quite well at playing through Man City. Get it into their midfield players. There's another little ball round the corner. What needs to improve is their crossing. It hasn't been particularly good so far in the game.
Sangrajka. Let's get the cross in, but it's just going to bounce out. Energetic in midfield thus far.
Gorman thought it was going to be a goal kick, but the referee and the assistant are absolutely right.
Does take a Feeney. Pack 6-yard box. Swinger potentially here. Let's see. Up goes the signal from Emirates Spain. Nabizada! Well, it's a chance that came with a high tariff. Just couldn't quite keep it down, but good connection.
Yeah, he just moves away. The other players go towards the 6-yard box. It's a fairly good attempt. Always going to be difficult from that sort of distance. Doesn't quite drop the top half of his body enough to get his foot on the top half of the ball.
Flicked on towards Warhurst. Van Zeer, and then Giorgio away. Kaidu shows a bit too much to Smith, who's quick to get back. Van Zeer to clear. Back momentarily by Harrison Miles, but Shevchenko's on the move here. Brought down.
Yeah, that was good from Shevchenko. Knew the challenge was going to come in. Just took his touch across the midfield player, Mukasa. He's not really been involved in the game too much, Mukasa, the number 10. A very slow start against West Bromwich Albion before playing very well in the second half. Just one magnificent little chip over the goalkeeper that hit the crossbar. Certainly talented.
Watford come again. Nabizada. Gorman and strikes for goal. Well, he needs a plus wide, but the opportunity presented itself. Did he take a deflection on the way through?
You can see why he has played for the first team. His touch here is brilliant. Taking beyond the challenge of Gorman. Not much on for him, so he has the shot. Doesn't make the connection he was looking for, but that touch really is good.
Moulton with a header, Shevchenko with a flick. Ramirez is swung towards Nabizada again. Suddenly, more of the play inside that Manchester City half here. Van Zeer has got Smith to his left, Nabizada infield demanding the ball. Emirates of Spain will play it back. Georgiou for JD Moulton. Watford growing in confidence, but still a goal down here. Just over 10 minutes of this first half remaining.
You're absolutely right, they are growing in confidence. They're the more dominant side at the moment in terms of possession.
Smith. Twice FA Youth Cup winners back in the 80s, 1982, beat Manchester United 7-6 on aggregate. United side that had the likes of Norman Whiteside, Luke Hughes, one or two others. Smith, was he caught? Yeah, isn't really going anywhere. Late challenge, Watford player goes down.
Smith has got an ability to go past people. It's a poor challenge in the end from Miles. Tries to go with the outside of his left boot. Doesn't quite get it right. Good refereeing right on top of the situation. And there's Spain with the free kick. It's going to be with his right foot.
You know, most set pieces so far close to the byline. Watford with 5 to aim at, but Tin. Nabizada. Oh, well, it's a good block, isn't it? And suddenly, Kaidu is away here. Warhurst is calling for it. Kaidu might not need anyone, and still going. It's a really good run. Fine save. And Warhurst on the follow-up hits the post, comes back out towards Mukasa, hits Giorgio. And then Sang Rajka will clear away. Shevchenko's on the move, and Watford might be able to counter here. Nabizada in space. Nixon Ockerson to his right, Smith to his left. Here is Max Smith. And from one box to the other, Watford supporters wanted Ramirez of Spain to shoot. Stevenson looks to play it back, but the radar is off, and Henderson Hall is in the way. Nabizada. Well, the flick is good. Nabizada could be in here. It flicks up. Shevchenko can't take it first time, and the second opportunity is blocked. Watmouth coming out to deal with the danger. Chances at both ends.
Really good play by Nabizada again. Just increases the pace here with a little 1-2 round the corner. His shot was blocked. Shevchenko's first touch wasn't a good one. Still got his shot away. Also good goalkeeping from Watford. Here's the chance at the other end, and that's the problem for Watford. When Man City do break, they've got so much quality and pace.
Warhurst striking the woodwork after Mikado saw his effort saved by Morris in spectacular fashion. In comes the corner. Fooney away. Ski to control cleverly. Gorman away. Long for Mukasa. Might be able to get on to the end of this one. It's an awkward one for Watford to deal with, but there was a little bit of a shove.
Well, it's been a very good first half, 38 minutes into it. Looked as though Man City would run away with it when they scored that first goal, completely dominant. But things have changed in the last 20 minutes. Give it to Watford.
Just a throw in here. Nabizada once again pulling the strings in midfield. Braithwaite this time charged with getting back, and Matt Bevins is going to be a lot happier about the way his side have played in the last 10-15 minutes or so. Stevenson to take, Nabizada to flick on. Georgie watches it well. Concentration to make the defensive header, but it's going to come straight back at him. Over the top for Warhurst. Mukasa. Miles.
Yeah, they just need a bit of possession here, Man City. That's why they've gone backwards, just slowing it down. It's been very unusual for them not to dominate the possession, which has certainly not been the case in the last 20 minutes.
Wolves 3-0 at the weekend in the under-18 league. They've won their last 2 without conceding, and 6 of their last 7 defensively. They've been really sound. They've scored 2 or more in their last 18 games in the Academy League, and 3 or more in 13 of their last 18. It's been a really good run, as we've mentioned, in league play. It's interesting to hear from Oliver Rice talking about this competition, saying that in Germany generally it's the league that the academy is measured by. He was a little surprised when people started talking about the FA Youth Cup in the tones that they do, but he gets it. He knows that this is the competition that the academies want to win, the staff want to win, and the players want to win as well.
Well, it's probably the only time in youth team football where you actually play your best team.
Yeah, and it's competitive, isn't it?
Yeah. Been a great competition for many years.
Shevchenko. Giorgio. Just tries to inch it back and does enough. They are battling for everything at the minute. City have won it on 4 occasions. The last season, of course, they've been 7 times runners-up. Seem to lose to Chelsea in so many finals in the modern era, given away. And this is Warhurst. Well, wanted a little too much time.
I'm not quite sure what Moulton was looking for there. Lost it straight to Warhurst, who, as you said, took too much time.
City obviously winning it last season, the previous winning side in 2020. Likes of Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers. There's an opportunity now for McAdoo coming forwards, and another terrific save from Sam Morris.
Well, the problem for Watford is that at times they're asking Van Seyer to play infield. There he was playing in central midfield. When they lose the ball switched very, very quickly to McAdoo. But an excellent save again from Morris. Really good save. Straight at him. He certainly made himself big.
For me, he's made 3 really good stops Might be employed again here as well. Down goes the header, cleared off the line. JD Moulton comes back out towards Makaidu. It looks for a little bit of space. And eventually Mfuni sees his effort blocked by Georgiou. JD Moulton again. Sangrajka. And after having a period of dominance, suddenly Watford on the back foot. Oh, clever. Åkesson away for the first time. Now then, they can move it quickly. They've got players over. Shevchenko was calling for it. Nabizada unable to make it stick. The delivery from the right-hand side, not good enough.
Well, the crowd are claiming there was a handball. That's what all the boos were. She just couldn't get it out to Smith down this left-hand side. Big chance for Watford on the counter. I think he thought it was handball as well.
Stevens. Shevchenko. Ramirez has spanked. Shevchenko again. Was on the books of Chelsea. Christian Shevchenko, son of Andrei. London born, but a Ukrainian under-19 international. He helps win it back. Mukasa flicks it back. This is Miles. Braithwaite. Anderson Hall just unable to make further progress. Coming in from that right-hand side and out of position at the moment now. The full-back as Nabizada races free. And it's still Nabizada who's opened up well. It's a good block from Mfuni, and this is Shevchenko, and still Shevchenko. Ramirez of Spain to take a touch, looks to flick it back for Sangrajka, and now Vansea. Åkesson to turn.
Oh, was that a back pass? That's what the Watford players are asking here. I would suggest it on first view, and it probably was. The ball comes here, there it is. It's a back pass, and the goalkeeper picks it up. Henderson Hall got away with that one, or should I say Watnuff got away with it.
Yeah, don't see them giving that often, do you, these days, those indirect free kicks inside the penalty area. Hurst can't connect. Georgiou most certainly can. 20 seconds plus added on time of this first half. City threatened to run away with it, with a goal pretty much from the get-go. Hurst cleverly steering in.
If I was looking at the most dangerous player on the field at the moment, I would say it's Nabizada, who's been absolutely excellent. His decision-making, his commitment to run with the ball, absolutely superb in this first half.
We don't get any minutes of added on time. The opening 45 has flown by. Manchester City, it is that lead by a goal to nil. Hurst scoring for the 5th time in the FA Youth Cup this season. Clever finish from close range. City have had other opportunities. Sam Morris has made some really good stops, but Watford's have enjoyed some good spells as well. Sanderson hasn't quite had the opportunity to show what he can do. City know that they're in a game, and those young Watford supporters know that their side still have an opportunity, you sense, to potentially turn this around. At the break though, it is Watford 0, Manchester City 1.
He just had that one run, didn't he, down the right-hand side. He couldn't find the pass at the end of it.
Underway then for the second half, second semi-final of the FA Youth Cup. Manchester City leading Watford at Vicarage Road. Aston Villa lying wait in the final. Final that will be played at Villa Park. Watford need to do something special to come from behind to beat a very good Manchester City side. A City side that have got plenty of junior internationals, players that are nudging towards first team appearances, players that have played for City's first team this season. An awful lot of talent in their squad, and they've been so good across an awful lot of competitions this season. And they are the cup holders, having beaten Leeds comfortably in the final last season. Also beat Leeds en route to the semi-final this term. Here is Mukasa. And now Heskey. Kessler again, he's been trapped by Shevchenko. Braithwaite has played for the City senior side. This is Noble. Anderson Hall for Mikado, who's been a real threat over on that right flank. Anderson Miles just loses out a heavy touch as Smith is taken out by Finley Gorman.
Those two players haven't been at their best, I don't think, today. Miles and Gorman. They had to run the midfield as they normally do, along with Mukasa.
Shevchenko looking to take it first time, but it ricochets up on Funi for Heskey. Anderson Hall with a run towards the halfway line, but progress is checked. They've won the last 7 away, Manchester City. Down to Derby in the Premier League Cup, 3-2 back in November. They've scored in their last 13 on their travels ahead of this fixture. Since being shut out very early on against Leeds this season, back in August. Anderson Hall, Mikado outside him. Casa calling for it centrally. It's gone back though towards Braithwaite. Heskey.
He missed a chance to play Heskey in there. Mukasa. Pass was back in behind the fullback. Heskey would have been in.
Won their last 10 in the FA Youth Cup, Manchester City, including an extra time success last season against West Ham. Their last loss against Arsenal the previous campaign, again after extra time. Beaten in 15 in 90 minutes since losing to Brighton back in early 22. Mikado. Braithwaite with the layoff. Mfuni. Mukasa. Thought about the shot. Still might pull the trigger. Heskey outside him. Still looking for a way, and after getting into some promising positions, it's backwards and sideways a bit too regularly from Manchester City. Don't want to emulate the first team too much, not the current first team anyway. Heskey again, Watford can't get a touch.
No penetration just at the moment. No, there might be with Mikado.
Always willing to run at defenders. Mukasa. Still not away, Mfuni. Heskey. Shevchenko does well, stands his ground and pirouettes away. Well, looks to find Nixon Åkesson here. He has got Nabizada with him. Shevchenko over on the right-hand side. Nabizada just can't get there. Anderson Hall wins it back, and City have it again.
It was good play initially by Shevchenko, winning the ball off Regan Heskey.
Mikado. Able to find Finley Gorman. Generally the combination play between those two has been good, but Georgiou once again stepping up. The Watford captain was on the books of Arsenal. Debut in this competition when losing to Arsenal in the 5th round tie, 4-2 defeat in the 22-23 renewal. To collect.
He's had an outstanding game so far, hasn't he, Morris? Looks a very competent goalkeeper. Good size. Looks like he's got good hands as well. 2 or 3 very good saves.
Lovely from Van Seyer to make a bit of progress. And Naby Zada, haven't seen too much of him since the restart for Emirates of Spain. JD Morton, Georgiou. A little like the first half, they've been slow to take the game to City. This could be a card for Henderson Hall.
It should be as well. He's committed himself to one or two challenges in the game. And the ball was played out to Smith and he came flying in. Yellow card for Henderson Hall.
England under-19 international, played in the UEFA Youth League this season, scored against Slovan Bratislava in the league phase of the competition that was revamped. Doesn't quite mirror the Champions League, fewer games. Competition that they haven't won domestic from a junior point of view recently. Manchester City, slash generally, have just struggled in recent years after Chelsea did well a few seasons back. Naby Zada, quick to turn, needs a bit of help. Shevchenko provides an out ball against Heskey. Still Shevchenko, Naby Zada again, and he knew that he was being closed down but could do little about it. Mukasa, Makadu, good balance and body shape to make a bit of space for himself.
I don't think Oliver Rice will be too pleased with his team in today's game so far. Haven't been able to find that rhythm that they so normally have. Not been the real penetration. Had 2 or 3 good moments in the first half when they did counter-attack with quality. But they've been put under a bit of pressure here.
And Funny. Breakaway. Miles looks for the diagonal. Heskey takes it on his chest cleverly. Up against Stevenson here. Still Regan Heskey. Listen, Miles. Henderson Hall. Noble.
So I'm going to say that was slightly disappointing by Heskey. When the ball was switched out to him, there was a lot of space to run at Stevenson. He slowed it right down. The centre half came across, and in the end he went backwards. Wasted an opportunity, I would say.
Well, we've seen that a few times since the restart, haven't we? And obviously, to a certain extent, I guess it's the way that City want to play, but you've got to be a bit more dynamic maybe in forward areas and take a few more risks. I never know if the coaches want them to do that or not.
Well, there's been a slight change of policy, I would say, at Man City with the players they've bought at senior level. Doku, Savinho, players that can run with the ball and do it at pace rather than the likes of Bernardo Silva out wide and Grealish, who stop the ball and go back and go through midfield again. So maybe they are looking to play with a bit more pace.
I'd say it worked though for City, certainly this season anyway. What can work for Watford here, I wonder? Every now and then they have put City under pressure, not so much since the restart. City have had a semblance of control, but Naby Zada, always a player that can make something happen. Smith to play it back. Naby Zada could be in again here. Well watched by Noble. Spotted the danger. Comes across to make the interception. And it hits Mukasa on the shoulder. Gorman. Mukasa was coming back from an offside position, but play continues.
He's not going to be happy with some of their play.
It's been pretty easy so far in the FA Youth Cup for City this season, as we know, bar that narrow win over Palace, scoring goals for fun. Scored 16 in the last 4 away from home in the FA Youth Cup. Clean sheets in 3 of the last 4 as well, so at both ends for sure.
I think they might have just changed their system slightly, Man City, so Miles is certainly playing as the holding midfield player, but Newcastle is playing further forward. See the number 10 there. And Gorman has come to the left-hand side of the midfield three. Maybe to stop Nabizada getting on the ball. Miles, I think, is going to go and play up against him as much as he can. So he isn't given the freedom of the park.
Tactical tweak. That means that Watford haven't quite had the opportunities we saw at the end of the first half in this second period. City will be happy with that, but it's a defensive switch to a certain extent, although...
Yeah, just swap back again now.
Newcastle always looks better when he does move forward. Maybe Warhurst has needed a little bit more support. Mikhailo has certainly kept his end up. An attacking threat on the right. Mikhailo. Heskey. That's it, bounce. Should not have done.
He had to go and attack that ball, Heskey. All the space out here. Looked to be a good switcher play, but just didn't quite get the angle on the pass here, Mikhailo. Really, Heskey should go and attack that. It's poor play by the winger.
Sangrajka. Shevchenko. No ball. Turns, just gets away from Nabizada. Mikasa will flick it forward. Matty Warhurst on the move here. It's Warhurst. Morris makes the save. Watford on the counter. Sangrajka has to hold it up. Nabizada. Emirates of Spain has got options with Van Saren Smith on the left-hand side.
Big chance, wasn't it, for Warhurst? Didn't look overly confident as he was running through on goal. Fairly tame shot with his left foot, but another good save from Morris. I think on that occasion it was Newcastle that played the ball forward to him. Just found themselves slightly open there, Watford.
Well, good industry. Never know if you charge things down what's going to happen.
You can see the centre-half goes out to the ball. Moulton, it leaves space for Warhurst to run into. Never really hit it with conviction, did he? There's a little look, there's a double look at the goalkeeper. And another good save by Morris.
Warhurst again. Pressure from Watford. We approach the hour, still the solitary goal in it. Oliver Rice and Kolo Toure. Wonder if they're thinking about making changes.
Well, they've just sent a couple of players to warm up, but that conversation didn't look a positive one, did it, between the two? A little shake of the head from Kolo Toure, as if they needed to make a change of some sort.
Shevchenko. And again, it's on his left side. And the shot ricochets up, takes a deflection, but Smith's effort means that Watford have a corner.
Yeah, good play, Shevchenko. Unfortunately, I don't think he fancied hitting it with his left foot. So it's played back here. Could he have hit it? Probably so. But they have got a set play. They have tried to work short set plays at times tonight.
Nabizada has been key to that as he is here, but this is Sangrajka. Emirates of Spain. Nabizada stuck on that left flank for now. Sangrajka again. It's opened up a little bit. Well, just unable to keep it down, but from a yard or so outside of the area, every right to go for goal.
Absolutely, and again, move the ball really well. It comes from the short corner. They don't fancy playing it into the box. They just create slight overload here. His touch inside is a good one. Just lacks the composure at the end of it. Tries to hit through the back of the ball, but gets underneath it.
A player that is on Arsenal's books. Mukasa. They had players forward, and now they've got to get them back. Mukasa moving through the gears, and Heskey to take a touch. It's Heskey! Morris makes another good stop. Gets his feet out really well.
I'm not a goalkeeping coach, but he's made a lot of saves with his feet. Is that because it's technically flawed that he could get his hands to it? But on that occasion, again, it's another decent save.
Heskey again. City have had opportunities on the counter in this second half, but haven't taken them. Morris has stood firm when City have got through. Hasn't really had too much to do at the other end in terms of making saves himself.
And all the saves that he's made, I think most of them have been with his feet. Now, a goalkeeper who you admired when you saw him play was Peter Schmeichel, wasn't it? He made a lot of saves with his
feet. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, you know, if you spread your body well. Might be employed again here, they're backing away. Well, this time the shot from Gorman, but always rising, hit with pace.
Yeah, this time Gorman does find that bit of space. Ball played to him by Noble, a good one. Just again gets underneath it. I was just asking the question whether it was a flaw in the technique or whether it is very good goalkeeping.
It's the latter. Mr. Miles, space for Makaidu, but the ball from Gorman was behind the winger. Battles again against Vincent. Mr. Miles, Braithwaite to come forward. Seen him as advanced as we did in the early part of this semi-final. Ball inside the full-back for Heskey, who will get there. Does it ricochet back off the City winger? No, corner.
Well, it did ricochet back off him, but he was probably out of play by the time it hit him. He's defended quite well out in those areas, Morton. He's read the danger. He realises when Stevenson has been bypassed.
City with a corner. Mukasa waits short if required. Heskey with a signal. City load up. Far post. Take two. And swing a good delivery. And fully coming in round the back. Couldn't guide it home from a tight angle.
Yeah, he's always a threat from a set play. Talked about his height, but he also very determined. Makes the right sort of runs. Oh, he should certainly get that on target. That's a big chance for him. Tries to go with his left foot. That's when he had to go with his right foot. He's very much a left-footed player. That's a big chance.
City seeing the chances drop their way, but so far haven't added to that very early goal from Matty Warhurst. But at the moment, that's going to be enough to see them through to the final.
He's done that quite well, Shevchenko, where it looks almost as if the defender's going to nick the ball off him, and then he just sticks out a leg and reverses the ball in the opposite direction.
I think he's worked really hard for his team. And say the left back for Watford here. Towards Åkesson. Smith. Good one to control, but he does well. From Henderson Hall, and he's managed to get inside the area. Åkesson with an effort! Side netting. Awkward really, wasn't it? Took it left-footed slightly behind him maybe, but a big chance for Watford.
Yeah, big chance, well played. Smith down that left-hand side, cuts it back for him nicely. As you said, doesn't quite make the connection he was looking for.
Manchester City make a change for the final 25. Henderson Hall on the yellow card and beaten by Smith just a few moments ago, replaced by Harrison Parker. I presume that the change was going to come anyway, but given the fact that he was on a caution and just been beaten, maybe that was a factor.
Now there's an overload down that far side. They're going to make the most of it here. Now they slow it down.
Casa for Gorman. Kaido. Casa again. Braithwaite. First touch for the substitute, Harrison Parker. Just wonder how many clear-cut opportunities Watford are going to get, and that was a big one, wasn't it, before? Kaidu. Played back, chance for City here. In the end, Gorman can't force it home, and neither can Miles. Back in and comfortable for Morris.
Well, that was a big chance, I would say, for Gorman. He did everything right, he chopped it back onto his left foot. Could get his shot away quite quickly enough at this point here. And then he hits Moulton with it. I don't think that Warhurst was particularly pleased. He wanted the ball played square. Sort of position that Gorman scored from against West Bromwich Albion on a couple of occasions.
Sangrajka clever for Nabizada. Watford coming forwards here to the final quarter of the fixture. The layoff is good, and the cross not so much. Smith got too much on that one.
Great timing of the pass by Nabizada. We said it in the first half, some of their players have been good. The crossing hasn't for Watford. It's been an area where they would need to improve.
Stevenson. Jimenez of Spain. Remaining. City in front, but not in complete control. Yes, they've bossed the game, had so much of the ball, and created the better chances for sure, and more of them. And Sam Morris has been an awful lot more busier than Oliver Watmoff, but Watford, you do still sense are going to create something. They've had one big opportunity in this second half. And while it remains 0-1, they will always feel that they've got a bit of an opportunity and a chance maybe to grab a level up.
Yeah, most of their players will be fairly pleased with the way they've played. The only player that would be disappointing because he hasn't had enough of the ball would be Okerson. The general play has been really good at times.
Georgiou under pressure from Matty Warhurst. City win it back. Kaidu. And still going. Georgiou once again equal to it. Curlers back in. Watford have it again. Kaidu stayed down. Nabizada a little off balance, gives it away, and Funny is there. City coming forward. The player still down inside the area, but those in sky blue play on. Warhurst again. And the referee won't stop because it's not a head injury, but in the end, is it just a bit of cramp? Difficult to see from here.
He's had a lot of the ball. He's made some good runs. Ricardo, he's been their most dynamic player. Certainly had a better game than Heskey down the left-hand side. Here's his run. Tries to go inside of Georgiou. If there's any contact, he's just, as you said, got a bit of cramp. Not had it all their own way here, Man City.
No, like all cup competitions, it's a bit of a leveller. They do effectively play in the league above.
Well, we saw a lot of him, didn't we? When he was playing at Arsenal, centre half, did brilliantly at times, both with the ball and without it.
Versatile right back and even midfield, but as part of that invincible side, of course. Good man to have around for sure. We'll see changes here. Kind of wants to stay on. It's Watford are making alterations, or scheduled to. You can see just waiting to come on. Fooney. Neatly done by Gorman. And now Parker. Kind of back on in the touchline, right hand side. Fooney, pressure from Shevchenko.
What we've heard, Shevchenko might be the player to make way for Watford, and they do make the substitution.
Smith. Cool, free kick. Maybe now the change will be made by the home side. Suggested Shevchenko, who's worked hard, good industry and energy throughout. Is coming on. Switch here, by the looks of things, for Watford. Straight into the action. Still change, in fact, for Watford there, so we'll see what he can do.
And he shows good energy, makes the run, puts the defender under a bit of pressure. He's won a corner here for his team. And those short corners have proved quite dangerous from that side of the field.
So Northern Lawn just waiting on the edge of the 6-yard box here. Watford with a corner. Once again, it's back towards Nabizada.
Not worked that one quite so well on that occasion.
Gorman. Shoulder with Van Sar brings him down. That's good defensive play. Match the City player stride for stride. Then manages to get in front of him and frustrated. Gorman brings him down.
Yeah, really good defending. Had to make up a lot of ground there. Good pace. Thought maybe for the goal. He's had a good game since then.
Neville has played in the Cup previous this season, just as a substitute. So Jason did play for Watford a few years ago.
He's had a good job, or done a good job down that left-hand side. He's had to defend against McCarthy, who's obviously a good player. He's also had to tuck into midfield to be on the ball, as most fullbacks do. And he's had to break wide down that left-hand side, so it's an all-action game.
Braithwaite, space to move into here then for Manchester City. Heskey outside him. Braithwaite's continued his run. Macassar edge of the penalty area. Heskey still has it. Runs into a bit of traffic and then brought down, free kick.
Once again, the space was down the outside and he just didn't take it, Heskey. He thinks that Stevenson could beat him for pace, but be a tight race, I would say. Maybe a little bit fortunate to win a free kick on that occasion. It was a good challenge.
Ball just gets away from him. It was an awkward fall. You could see that the elbow, I think it was, potentially the shoulder he's holding as well. It was just the way that he went down after the challenge was made here. Ollie Stevenson. Cause for concern for Matt Bevans.
He can certainly be proud of his team in this first 75 minutes. And they came into this as the underdogs, but put up a really good performance. They've stopped Man City playing with fluency. They've caused them one or two problems in midfield. The two managers, he'll be the more pleased, I would think, with their performance.
Just an awkward fall here for Ollie Stevenson. Watford fans still hoping that their side can turn this around. 13.5 minutes to try and get a leveller. And as you mentioned, Oliver Rice was brought in, big reputation, and although he's done well, obviously, he's going to be 100% pleased with what he's seen tonight.
And that's why we're going to see a couple of substitutions by the looks of it.
Yeah, changes afoot for Manchester City. Christian Dunbar, McDonald and Luca Fletcher, the players coming on. Stevenson okay to continue. Awkward fall. Strapping to the left knee as well. Well, Heskey standing over this one. Guess I fancies his chances as well. Surely better for a right footer, or is it? We'll see. Mukasa! Morris makes the save, and Funny with the header, thumped away by JD Molson.
Well, we've seen some great free kicks this week in European football. That was a good one as well from Mukasa. A decent save by the goalkeeper. You've seen that late. And that time he did get both hands to it.
Technique from Mukasa. Spun over and curling in. Glad he's offside. Might be his last act. So two changes here for Manchester City. Oliver Rice switching things up with a dozen minutes remaining inside the goal to the goods. Here come the alterations. Makaido, who's been really good over on the right-hand side, he's the first to come off. Cramped a little bit a few minutes ago. Christian Dunbar McDonald, as we mentioned, a player to come on, a 17-year-old midfielder, and junior international. It's the first switch for Manchester City. And Matty Warhurst, who could well turn out to be the match winner.
Here's his goal very early on in the game. Lovely control with the thigh and a very good finish, just in through the back of the ball with his laces.
To be replaced by Luca Fletcher. He's been a regular from off the bench in the Youth Cup run so far this season. Another England junior international, 3 goals for the under-18s in league play this term. Looks like he's going to play through the middle. The striker, Nabizada, twist and a turn. Well, whether it was meant as a cross or a shot, I don't know, but Watmuff gets down. Does it just push beyond the byline?
Oh, a right smile from the goalkeeper, that might tell you something. Here he is again, Nabizada. Chops it one way, goes the other. Can't quite see from our angle.
No. Mukasa. Fletcher down the middle, Heskey on the left-hand side. Just about to enter the final 10 here. City still with this narrow advantage. Braithwaite. Miles. Braithwaite again. City dominating that middle third. Watford haven't had the sustained spells that they had in the first half. Yes, they've had breakaway opportunities, a moment since the restart, but really took it to City as they did late on in the first half. And they've lost possession here, Watford, and this is Luca Fletcher to burst free, and it's Heskey with the opportunity, and he's dragged it wide. That should have been 2.
Well, if Luca Fletcher picks him out here, it's a great little ball. Heskey has to do better at the far post. He's in the right position. I think he's in two minds whether to go with his right foot or his left. Ball's just stuck between his feet. Is it a shot or is it a cross? Well, it's a good ball, really good ball. He's just got to work harder to open up his body and place it into the far corner. This is the free kick. It's a good one as well. And a decent save from Morris. Mukasa.
A bit of energy for the keeper, who seems to be alert throughout this one.
I think he was asking whether he should swallow that or not.
Well, I presume
that's what a drink's for.
Yeah, I'm going to say, what else was it? What was it for? Maybe hang on, what's this?
Here's the chance. Just overstretches maybe the goalkeeper.
I've seen Regan Heskey play a few times this season in UEFA Youth League, and he's been excellent. It's not really been his game, but he's taken up some really good positions. Just a little bit off it, but he's still been involved. The other day it might have been a different story for him. He's a talented young player. Defensive work for him here. Braithwaite away. First touch for Donald. Now Fletcher involved.
He's had a couple of good touches so far, Fletcher. It's a great ball for Heskey. Yeah, good link-up play.
So nods it back, one of those that can go anywhere, but just enough to guide it to the keeper. Nabizada. Van Seyer flicks it down the line. City win it back. It's all a bit awkward and they give it away. Nabizada with that body shape does well. Sanrajka lets fly. Takes the deflection. Spins through for a corner. Chance here for Watford.
Sanrajka not just trying to use the inside of his foot to bend it round the defender. So again, good bit of play by Nabizada. Will they play this into the box or try and play it short again?
Ramirez has spent to take this corner kick then for Watford. Outswinger towards the near post. It's easily dealt with by Manchester City. Doesn't beat the first man, and there were so many in yellow inside the area. A little disappointing. When they've worked it short, they've been more dangerous.
Most of the short corners have been down the other side, though. The one they played in the first half was a very good one to the far post, where Nabizada had the volley.
Sanrajka gets it back up on his feet. Georgiou runs into trouble. City have it again. And that's a clever ball forward. Mukasa options left and right. Mal McDonald is calling for it. The space on the right as well here. And the layoff is good. And the finish, well, denied by Morris once again. It just makes himself big.
Well, that's a top-class save. His positioning there, anticipation is brilliant from the goalkeeper. I asked the question earlier on in the game that some of the shots he saved with his feet, could he have saved with his hands? But this is really top-class goalkeeping. Bit of afters there. Here's the Mukasa pass. He's just onside, I think. But then look at the position. He's within 4 or 5 yards of the striker. Dunbar McDonald. Almost his first touch. Actually, Fletcher that gets the shot away.
Between the two, here comes City again. Deflected shot that's going to spin away.
Come on! Drive it, lads! Max!
Mukasa. Miles to curl in. Drop to the right-hand side. Whipped in by Noble and then cleared away.
And stopped with his foot again by the goalkeeper. He's done that brilliantly today. He's a really top-class goalkeeper, does Morris.
In one way, it feels like City are grinding their way to victory here, but they are creating a lot of chances as well. It could have been a different scoreline, but for Sam Morris, for sure.
There hasn't been that dominance that we usually see from Manchester City. That controlled play, even there, that's a bit scruffy in midfield. That's better.
Funny. Fletcher through the centre, calling for it. It's come to Heskey instead. Fletcher still wants it though. Funny will take it on. Morris makes another save to the edge of the area. Mukasa can't bring it down without seeing the challenge come in from Sang Rajka.
And Funny trying to bend it into the far corner. It's a nice height for Morris on this occasion. Again, can get both hands to it. Frustrating all day for him. Here's when it comes to Heskey. Just lays it off to Mafuni. I would say a comfortable save, and one he should make.
More changes for Watford, one for Manchester City here. We're going to see Emirates Galiev's Latvian under-19 international. First of all, the City change. Finley Gorman coming off. City alteration, and Watford making two changes very late on here to try and affect play with minutes running out rapidly. As you can see, the players that have gone off, Ollie Stevenson and Max Smith, both can be proud of their performance. They have not left anything out there. Conrad Hunt's one to come on. And as we mentioned previously, Manas Galiev's, we did see Stripton ready to come on. The 17, this is Mukasa with a shot. And there's confirmation there that Smith has gone off with Galiev's on.
That one took a deflection and away for a corner. He certainly has played higher up the field in this second half, Mukasa. Almost played as a second striker at times.
City take their time as we tick towards the 90th minute. Towards the back post, Morris comes and claims. Had to watch it well, had to stretch. Well, catch it all over the keeper as he wants to go long. It's underneath it a bit. Braithwaite, good balance. Really good presence here and still going. Well, the shot is comfortable for Morris, but it's another save from the keeper.
Yeah, not much is going to beat Morris tonight, is it? He's been in the right place, he's made some good saves, whether it's been with his feet, his hands, and catching things as well.
There's a little bit of a hurry up on here, isn't there, with Watford all of a sudden. You can sense that they know we're last chance saloon territory here.
It's been a really good crowd as well.
Can they force extra time, or can City get a second to rubber stamp the win here? Fletcher to the byline. Oh, Fletcher waiting for the delivery from Mukasa, I should say. It's spun out for another corner.
And guess what? It's another save from Morris. In the right place at the right time. Well, I think it's been a very good game. And credit has to go to Watford as well. It's made it very difficult for Man City at times. 6 minutes added on.
Watford fans sense that maybe there's something for them, but City do have the corner here. Whipped into the near post, Giorgio away. It's come back out towards Fletcher. Can he turn? Aiming handball. Don't get the decision. And again, Morris comes and claims again. It's not 2 minutes away back here. He has to wait. Or does he?
He was actually outside his box when he cleared that, but he's got away with it. Not a particularly good clearance. See why he tried to get it out quickly. There'll be lots of people here, scouts at these games, ready to take players on loan so they get first team experience. I'd certainly look at Morris as one of a player you might take out on loan.
Snockerson doesn't stick. Clever touch from Dunbar McDonald, and Manchester City are on the move again here. Thatcher wants it. Casa still has it here. Dunbar McDonald. Mukasa. He's been good at slowing things down late on when City have needed a bit of a breather. Still they come forward, City still looking to create. So again takes the shot on, easy for Sam Morris. Pisky slides in. Watford build from the back. Mansea. Nabizada. Seen enough of him in this second period, such a talented player. Noble away, but Watford have inched up on that left-hand side. They're going to make another change as well.
Nabizada has played a little bit wider in this second half, which I don't think's helped him particularly.
Yeah, well, he's coming off by the looks of things. Yeah, just limping a little bit as well. So he carries the play that's coming on. First half display was excellent though from Amin Nabizada, and maybe the injury has taken its toll. Carries on. And Watford have a throw. To the edge of the area. City deal with it just about. Miles does well. Go back in. Bounces through for Ivor Watmoff. Well, credit Watford for staying in the game. Sam Morris has been excellent at one end. Watmoff hasn't had too many saves to make. The danger that Watford had in a 10-minute spell towards the end of the first half hasn't really been duplicated since the restart. He's taking his time here.
There's no doubt about it. Man City have created the better chances. They've had more of the play. You'd expect that. But Watford have certainly played their part. It's not just been about defending, they've passed through Man City at times, particularly, as you said, in that last 20-25 minutes of the first half. They had one of the best midfield players on the pitch, Nabizada. It's been a good performance from the home team.
An FA Youth Cup run that's been deep and it's been impressive, but looking likely to end at the semi-final stage as City count down to making the final yet again. 7 times runners-up, 4-time winners, holders and leaders here in this semi-final against Watford at Vicarage Road by a 1-0. A goal scored in the opening couple of minutes. They haven't managed to add to Matty Warhurst's clever finish inside the area. Watford have battled, but their race is nearly run. City still have just that little bit of work to do. It's a free kick.
And you also have to say it's been a disappointment. We haven't been able to see Messiah Edwards. He's been a real start for Watford in this FA Youth Cup run. Playing for the first team, got himself a head injury. Hasn't been able to play tonight. Not saying he would made all the difference, but it's been good to see him play against some of these Man City defenders.
For sure, real talent. I'd say it's a fine touch. City just have to manage it from here on in. Kolo Touré just reminding the City players of that. But Watford do have the throw and Morris has it, and this is the last chance here, surely. Big diagonal, nodded back. And McDonald does well. Click forward, it's a good run as well on the right-hand side. And suddenly an opportunity for City to get a second. Oh, Morris is in determined mood, as we know. Still City coming forward. Fletcher thought about the shot, does fire in the shot, but Morris once again makes the comfortable save.
Well, the first one's a very good save. Really good save.
But he's kept Watford in it. But it's not enough. City through to the final once again. Watford played their part, but their FA Youth Cup run finishes at the last four stage. They have given everything here, complaining that the move should have been allowed to play out, but the 6 minutes they've added on time was up. They can be proud of their performance, but it's Manchester City and Oliver Rice that will play the final against Aston Villa at Villa Park as they look to go back-to-back, having won the FA Youth Cup last season, beating Leeds. This was not easy. They've been putting 5 and 6 past teams en route to the semi-final, but this man's goal inside the opening few minutes, the difference tonight. Matty Warhurst with a clever first touch, an excellent finish from close range after good work from Mikaidu. The difference, Rice will know that his team will have to play a little bit better, or certainly finish better, if they are to lift the trophy once again. Some really good performances in the Watford ranks over the course of this run. I mean, Nambizada amongst them, but in the end they were just unable to create the chances to draw level with City. But the Watford supporters will be happy about the way that their side have performed tonight and in the run overall. And Sam Morris in particular can take heart from a stunning performance between the posts, and able to keep out Matty Warhurst very early on, but after that he was simply bulletproof, wasn't he? And the two of the senior stars that have come out to watch, but for Watford, not quite good enough on the night. Evans can take heart though, his team. They look to try and push on from their league play and make the regional final of the Development League. For now though, it's the end of their FA Youth Cup run as they try to make it through to the final for the first time since the late 80s when they beat City in the final. This City's vintage though, well, there might be one or two that we see in the first team over the next few years.
Of the two coaches, I still think that the Watford coach, Bevins, will be the happier of the two. You can see Oliver Rice walking around talking to some of the players, maybe explaining why they didn't play quite so well, why they didn't dominate the game as they have done in previous rounds. So it's a slightly subdued celebration from Man City, I would say.
Watford supporters salute their team. We'll be looking to see a few of these players in the senior side over the course of the remainder of this season and indeed seasons to come. But it is Manchester City that make it through to the final. They've beaten Watford in the semi-final by a goal to nil.